Hello, welcome to the fashion business portion of the summit, where we're going to be exploring how fashion models have evolved over the past 10 years, as well as the last 10 months and what it means for the future. My name is Nadia Tuma Weldon. I'm the Global Director at McCann Worldgroup Truth Central, which is our agency's Global Thought Leadership Unit. Truth Central has been studying the cultural shifts happening around the world for nearly 10 years, creating proprietary reports on everything from affluence to shopping to sustainability to wellness and youth. I also created the agency's global luxury practice, whose mission it is to recast and redefine luxury for a modern era. We are really a global network of experts obsessed with luxury, and we strive to define the new dynamics of luxury as culture moves at a rapid pace. So my interest lies in the macro cultural shifts that are shaping the attitudes and behaviors of people all around the world. So I'm going to kick off this session with a look at how luxury specifically is changing today and into the future, and ultimately what are the implications for the tech space. So I'm going to try my virtual clicker here. I'm going to hope it works. It works, great. So before I get into my thoughts, I wanted to first ask everyone a question. Without thinking about it too much, what's the first word or image that comes to mind when you hear the word luxury? So usually I can see you and I can get a sense of what you think, but in past experiences, the responses tend to look something like this. So it's, you know, this sort of luxury baggage of glitz and polish and expense and exclusivity. But I think that we can all agree that when we all think about luxury and what it means to us personally, that this doesn't reflect the totality or even the reality of the word. In fact, if you ask 100 people, you're going to get 100 different answers about how they define luxury. So from luxury being research, as said by Franca Sozzani, or the chance to experiment, or doing what you really like to do, as said by Modafumi Kogi, or even according to Andre Leon Talley himself, luxury is just really about great bed linens. So the truth is that luxury for a long time was seen as something that was apart from everyday life. It was rarefied, it was exclusive. But today, the principles of luxury have the opportunity to elevate the business of everyday life in a more regular and democratic way. And it looks a lot more like this today. So it's more inclusive, expansive, casual, flexible, collaborative. It's represented by different shapes and sizes and colors and experiences and orientations. And in fact, one of our luxury experts, who we call a tastemaker, issued a rallying cry that we need to throw out the word luxury. And perhaps we do, given how much baggage that word has and how much culture has rapidly moved on. And luxury brands have taken on new roles in society. They've extended into the art world, like the Fondazione Prada, cultural stewardship, like Fendi, renovating the Trevi Fountain, and even high-level international activism, like Stella McCartney creating a UN charter on climate change and sustainable fashion. A lot of that echoed in the last panel discussion around the need for more sustainable practices. And luxury brands are proving that their influence reaches beyond product and service. In fact, they're now playing a role in societal progress, well-being, and enrichment. And in our research at Truth Central, 88% of affluent individuals all over the world say that they believe brands can make the world better. And that potential for the role of luxury has never been greater. So what does this look like today? Well, I think one major shift we've seen in the past 10 years, and certainly in the past 10 months, has been from luxury brands setting the image to what everyone aspires to today really having people define what the culture of luxury means for themselves. And it looks different depending on who you are and where you live. So you could be a young student in New York City, and your ecosystem of luxury could include beautifully made matcha lattes, maybe renting couture from Airbnb when there's a place to wear couture again, or even renting an Airbnb to study in because you have too many roommates. Or you could be a bit more traditional. Maybe you're a wealthy woman in Shanghai who rocks Balenciaga and indulges in La Mer products and even has a private chef prepare her healthy meals every day. Lastly, you could be a professional in London, and your universe could look like this, very different. So what binds all of this together? What holds together this ecosystem that people define for themselves? Well, we think it's really about elevated moments. So what is an elevated moment? An elevated moment are these singular, distinct, daily moments that do everything from add joy and meaning to one's day, to bringing the extraordinary to the routine, to sparking inspiration in regular activities. In short, these are the moments that elevate the business of everyday life. And goodness, do we not need more of this more than ever than in 2020? In our research, some of our respondents told us about examples of elevated moments that have been sparked by brands in their lives. And you get this wonderful range of responses like, my Subaru displays its own birthday the day it left the factory each year, which reminds me of my relationship with the car and the brand. Or that a woman ordered a pair of shoes for an event and the brand sent her 3 sizes just to make sure that she had the right one without her even asking. Or even a handwritten Christmas note every year from a founder of a brand that someone loves. And notice how none of these have to do with price or heritage, but it's really about creating this emotional and personal and human connection between a brand and a customer. So why is this important, and what are the implications for technology and fashion? Well, in our research, we actually find that around the world, nearly 2/3 of people say that companies that focus on people versus technology are the future of shopping. And I think one of our tastemakers put it perfectly. She said, there's been this rush to add technology that is not solving a need. It's understanding the best way to use the technology without entirely removing. Look at some of the bigger retail players, it's all technology. It's not human. In terms of luxury, the human element is what makes the experience enjoyable and emotional. So perhaps one could say, particularly in a fashion and technology summit, that the truth is that in a world led by data and technology, the human becomes the most premium asset. And perhaps a provocation for us all to keep in mind as it relates to our businesses in 2020 and beyond is, how do we actually harness and provide beautifully elevated moments in a world of machines? So that's just a look at some of the thinking that we've been doing around luxury and how it's changing, and as it relates to technology and the world at large in 2020 and beyond. If you have any more questions, or you would like to learn more about our work at McCann Worldgroup, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I will see you again in a couple of hours when we moderate our roundtable on the future of business fashion models. Thank you.